I'll give it a few minutes and see if people come on. I haven't done a live from this page and I don't know how long, so it's been a while. Okay. Just waiting for a few people to get on. My tart cherry juice because I need to kind of... There are few things in this world that will trigger me as much as that scumbag. So, okay, I guess I can go ahead and get started. A couple of nights ago, I got a message from a lady telling me that someone was once again trapped at Trixie and couldn't get out, and she was very scared. And I gave her some advice and told her what she needed to do, call KSP and things like that. But God, it was bugging me. I don't want to get involved in Trixie shit again. I mean, this has literally cost me years off my life from this sorry piece of shit. Okay? But me being me, I reached out to the woman directly the next day. And, yeah, everything's the same. Same old shit, different day. He is still luring people out there with this fake human trafficking ads, luring them out there with this promise of a wonderful Eden-like paradise. They get there and they are in a hovel. Do y'all remember the picture of the porta potty that I posted on the page a long time ago? It was back, I think, when Leon and Kelly were there. I'm not sure. He brought that porta potty up to this woman, covered with feces, and handed it to her. He put her in the cabin that was way up on the hill, past where we sees the dogs from. She was up there with no running water. He gave her a little dinky heater that looked like it was from the 1980s with a broken element that probably could have burned down that little shack like that. He lied to her, getting her there. She hasn't had a shower. She hasn't had a shower since he's been there. She was going to get a shower and he screamed at her and told her she couldn't have a shower. Nothing. Nothing has changed. So, I reached out to Chick. And I told Chick what was going on. And Chick's been through it big time too. I mean, both of us have a lot of trauma from this shit. So, anyway, me and Chick were talking and everything, and I started up a conversation with Melissa. And it became pretty apparent that the guy that was supposed to come get Melissa would not be there before dark, and she had to be out of there before dark. So, me and Chick went out there. We called Kentucky State Police and talked to a Trooper Crockett before we even went out there and told him what our plans were. To go out there, get this girl and her stuff, get her cats, and leave. That's all we planned to do. We got out there, both of us just nervous as can be driving down those roads because it's just... For me, it's knowing that this man killed over 2,500 dogs with pure neglect. That land is tainted. It cannot ever be fixed. It is bathed in the blood of those animals. So, and I'm just really sensitive to that. Y'all might think that's crazy, but I feel that. I have been haunted by a pair of gray, steel gray eyes from the first time I went out there. That little dog begged me, and I can't shake his eyes. They were going right through me, get me out of here. And that scumbag wouldn't let that little dog go. But that's another story. Let's get back to this. We get down there. I jumped out because, well, this is an opportunity. It was right there by where he's keeping the dogs. That's where she had all her stuff at and her cats. And we just pulled up there. Her and Chick were loading it. I took the video that I posted earlier. And as we get stuff in the car, here comes the scumbag. And boy, let me tell you, he is foul. Oh my God, he's foul. His hair is a rat's nest. I told him we could smell him from the vehicle. I mean, he stinks. He's nasty. He is disgusting. He is a mental midget. You hear me? That man is a mental midget. It's obvious there are too many dogs there in a nightmare. These dogs have nothing. They are penned up with no enrichment, with igloos with holes in the roofs. Did you notice that in the video? The igloos are open to the weather. Who knows what kind of water protozoas he's giving them, because he's hauling water up there. He has no running water at that site. That's his new sanctuary, and there's no running water at it. A lot of dogs have gone missing out of the Carter County, Elliott County area as of late. Where is that stupid ACO? Where are you, Ann Lewis? Have you ever inspected him? Have you checked the vet records one time? Has Myron Lewis, the judge executive of Elliott County, done a damn thing to keep this human trafficking operation out of Elliott County? Has he? He's done nothing. That man put a note in my hand on May 2nd, 2020, told me I'm going to get on this on Monday. That was horrible. And he did nothing. Nothing. He couldn't even set up a freaking ordinance to prevent Randy from doing this again. He's useless. I know a lot of good people in Elliott County. They deserve better than that. They deserve better than having the state's most notorious animal hoarder and abuser and scammer right there in their county, luring people under false pretenses to the backwoods of Kentucky and then attempting to trap them there so he can extort free labor out of them. He was telling this girl since she quit and she wasn't going to work that he was going to get her for trespassing. He brought her out there, trapped her there, and then said he was going to accuse her of trespassing. I have the screenshots. He said, I got you here, but I'm not going to help you leave. That is human trafficking. That is the definition of human trafficking. It's happening in backwoods Kentucky, and nobody's doing a thing about it. Nobody is doing a thing about it. Okay? The cats are very, very sick. Green snot coming out of their eyes. It's really gross. There's a lot of cats down there in bad shape. I couldn't see all the dogs. You saw the video. You saw what I saw. That's what I saw. That is inadequate for those animals. They cannot be there this winter. But Elliott County will sit on its lazy ass once again and do nothing, like, oh, what can we do? Let me make something real clear here and now. I will not foot the bill again. I handed Elliott County a win on a golden platter, and they shit on it. My rescue and donors paid for 100% of that seizure. And they drug it out through the courts for 2 years while we were scrambling to pay for the care for those animals that sorry son of a bitch neglected. And then he very quickly signed them over to me to keep his sorry ass out of jail. He signed them over to me. Nobody took them from him. He signed them over to me at the end of the case to keep his ass out of jail. I'm pissed. I'm so pissed I can taste it because this should not be happening again. He says he's got somebody coming with their 2 dogs. He's going to let someone bring 2 more dogs out there. Their dogs are going to get sick. We know this from past experiences. He had trouble cashing a big check he just got. He just got a check for $10,000, and he had a lot of trouble getting it deposited. So, I mean, the bank's onto his scam, too. He is soliciting bequests from senior citizens for his sanctuary, which is really just a human trafficking operation and a Gulag of Despair for animals. I won't do it again. I won't pay for another seizure. While he was on his diversion and he let that poor pig get mutilated, that was a violation of his diversion. And Elliott County said, oh, we can't do that. Oh, no, oh, God, oh. Fucking pussies. I swear to God. I mean, I literally handed you the win of the year. And it just, for nothing. For nothing. Every time one of these dogs passes, I feel it to my soul. Because I know how many never got out. I know what that scumbag did to them. I know what he's done to countless people. Because not all the people that went out there contacted me. Probably a good 50 have, maybe more. But that's not all of the people he trafficked in and out of there. Kenny said it himself when he was out there that they had like 250 people come through there in a year. But those people had transportation and a way to get out. I don't know what it's going to take. I really don't know what it's going to take. This is a criminal operation. This is a flat-out money-making scam. He's cussing people who send him a $5 check. In my rescue, those $5, $10, and $20 checks mean the world because I know those people don't have a lot to give and they're still giving. We don't take a salary in TLC. 100% of the money goes to the animals. All of it. That's for their transport, that's for their vet care, that's for their food, that's for the animals. That's not for us to put in our pocket. And I appreciate those small donations. He spits on them. He spits on them. I don't know how to stop him from the bequest. I really don't. I don't know how to get that stopped. And the big thing that's happening right now, some of you know that SNAP has new work rules on it. I wish I could read all the comments. I can't. I don't have my glasses on, but y'all know that SNAP has made work requirement rules now, and that you have to do, what is it, I think 20 hours a week, either volunteer or paid or unpaid work. He's rubbing his little greedy hands together because he thinks he's going to get some SNAP people out there. He's going to exploit people on food stamps to get them to do his hard labor. And all he's had this girl doing while he's out there is had her moving rocks. He thinks rocks are going to keep the bull in the pen. The bull is trashing the place. 40 people get killed by bulls every year. Just put that in your back pocket. The bull's taking down his barn. caused thousands of dollars of damage. I'm surprised the bull's alive, because he was feeding the bull Red Cap milk from the store when he got it. Y'all remember that? We said he was going to give the bull scours, but he still has it. But anyway, yeah, this is all the same shit that's gone on all these years. Nothing has changed. Elliott County has dropped the ball. While we were going out, we called KSP. Chick got a signal and she got a hold of KSP, so they knew what was going on. Randy was blocking our way out. And, you know, that's like my trigger. Randy is my trigger. I lost it. I'm screaming out the window, move, motherfucker, move, motherfucker. You know, he's the worst. He is the worst thing on this planet. He really is. He is just beyond despicable. The last lawsuit he filed against me was dismissed with prejudice. That little twat can't ever sue me again. But I can sue him. He better remember that. It's just he doesn't have a damn thing I want. The only thing I want is for the IRS to do their job and pull his 501c3. I want Kentucky State Police to do their job and investigate the human trafficking and stop him from luring people out to that hellhole. I want the Department of Agriculture to do their job and shut him down on animals. I want Elliott County to do their job and pass an ordinance preventing this from happening in their county. Basically, I want people to do their jobs. I don't think that's too much to ask. Do your damn job. I'm furious right now. That little shit actually tried to block the road with his four-wheeler and his crazy rat nest of a head flying everywhere and his stench wafting in the wind. Tried to block us in there. It was all I could do to keep from getting out the car and going over there and throwing him off that four-wheeler because I was mad enough to do it at that moment. How dare he? How dare he? So, who's going to do something about this? Because I'm not going to pay for the animals again. I'm not paying for another seizure. My donors aren't going to pay for another seizure. Elliott County screwed this up. I think it's on Elliott County to clean this mess up. They've got a crazy human trafficker and animal abuser sitting right there, and they are doing nothing. Absolutely nothing. Why is everybody so scared of one unwashed, feces-encrusted, shit-smelling drunk? Why is anybody afraid of him? He is nothing. He's a big mouth. Stand up to him. He backs down. He can't even look me in the eye. This has got to stop, y'all. I don't know what to do. I'm not, like I said, I'm not going to take on more money, but this has got to stop. I think it's time for John Bowl to go out there again if he can. Let's get some media out there to show the world what this filthy man is doing. Let me pull this up real quick so I can tell y'all what there was. Right after we took the animals in 2020, the next year he lost money. Looks like he only got $13,000 in 2021. 2022, he got $16,000. 2023, he took in $115,000. And he doesn't have the money to take the cats to the vet. That's what he told her. Where's the money? Where is the money? He spent that year $1,000 on vet care. I spent more than that on every one of his dogs. So, the ACO is a failure. She has not done her job. She has not inspected him. If she did inspect him and okay that mess that those dogs are living in, then she's garbage and she's got to go. She's not an ACO. She's an enabler. The judge executive is also an enabler. All of the people that have turned a blind eye to that man's criminality are enablers. Every one of you did this. The deaths of those 2,500 animals that he killed are on your heads. I did my part. I did more than my part. A lot more. So, we got to stop him from getting his hands on people with SNAP. That scam's going to stop. I'm going to be on the phone tomorrow. Tomorrow is going to be a rough day. Tomorrow is also my husband's birthday, and I'm not going to be able to really spend any time with him because of this bullshit. You know, I'll throw his cupcakes in the oven and say, hey, happy birthday. And that's going to be about it because I'm going to be busy. This is wrong. This is the shame of Kentucky. This is literally a failure of every single regulatory agency from the county to federal. The IRS audited him and fined him. Why didn't they pull his 501c3? They fined him. And he used donation money to pay off the fines. Many years ago, he used donation money to pay his child support arrears. He's been living on 501c3 funds his entire adult life. You know, we dot every I and cross every T with our 501c3. We take our obligation to the public and the animals seriously. We don't play games with him. He's buying his booze and scamming and getting some crazy woman named Linda Renee Downey to post ads on Craigslist to lure more people out there. So you got to get out there and warn people. If it sounds too good to be true, stay away from it. Don't go to the Trixie Foundation. Do not answer any of these ads. You've got to warn people to stay the hell away from him. You know, I've done more than my part. I've talked to IRS. I've spent all day on the phone before with the IRS. I've talked to the FBI. I've talked to Homeland Security. I've talked to KSP. I've talked to the Department of Agriculture. I've talked to the USDA. I've talked to the Kentucky Department of Revenue. I have talked to OSHA. I mean, you name it, I've talked to them. I've done my part. So, yeah, that's what's happening. Nothing's changed. Randy Skaggs is still harming animals and still harming people. And I don't know. I guess I've ranted long enough. It's been a day. I don't know if I'll post the video of me cussing or not because I was really yelling. And like I said, he is the number one trigger that I have. Somebody tries to say something nice about Randy Skaggs, my head blows up. I truly hate the man. I do. I'm sorry. I do. What he's done is unforgivable. Maybe I should be drinking something stronger than cherry juice, but that's what I have in the house, so that's what I do. Thank y'all for bearing with me and listening to me rant. This has been a very traumatic day for both me and Chick. It's not right that we as private citizens are having to do the jobs that our authority figures should be doing. So I feel right now, honestly, I don't know how I feel, because I put so much into saving those animals, and they're letting them do it again. That's a beautiful dog trapped in that pen with absolutely no life and no enrichment. And Elliott County's going, okay. It's got to stop, y'all. Tomorrow I will post a call list for everybody to start making phone calls again. We're just going to have to bombard him with phone calls. I appreciate all of you that have been on this ride with us. It has been a long, brutal road that just doesn't seem to want to end. I mean, honestly, I just wanted to give that lady some advice to tell her and not think about it, but I can't. I can't. Not knowing what I know, not knowing the true depths of his depravity. There are things that man has done that I can't put online because it is so horrific. I would lose my accounts. So, I'm open to ideas if y'all have any ideas. I don't, like I said, I've done everything I know to do. I don't know that, anybody in authority even gives a damn. You know, the Trixie 18 that came out, and then the 108 that we took, and the one that never left the property because she was agonal. That's why I keep fighting for them. They can't call 911 themselves. They need our voice. They need our voice. I'll let y'all go. I'm getting emotional. Thank you.